Hi, I'm Brittany,
And I'm Evie.
and we are baking with Bellows and Boshen. One of us is a really good baker, the other one not so much. So this is just to get comfortable with baking and having fun. And today we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies. Can't wait! First thing, in order to bake, we need to have our ingredients. Evie, would you like to tell them what our ingredients are?
So, our ingredients are... So, we need light brown sugar. We need, of course, eggs, flour, baking soda, vanilla extract, and salt. And of course, chocolate chips, because we need their chocolate chip cookies.
And that beeping that you heard is the oven. You need to make sure you preheat the oven to 350 degrees.
There's also butter.
Very good.
There you go.
All right, we're gonna get started. Hope you guys can follow along. Step number 1 is to get the flour.
So you're going to need 2.5 cups of flour, and then pour it into a separate bowl because you do not want to mix your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients
Very good.
before.
All right, so how about you hold it over? So we like to hold it over the bowl so we don't make a huge mess.
Yeah, and then just gently pour it in. Right, like that.
That wasn't really a cup, that's okay.
And then another cup. And then the half. Be sure to buy all these ingredients beforehand so you don't have to keep on rushing to the store while you're making your cookies.
The next ingredient is
Baking soda. So you're gonna need 1 heaping teaspoon of baking soda. Heaping means it's not level on the teaspoon. You're supposed to make it over just a little bit.
okay, so right now we have it pretty level, but we're gonna keep going for heaping. Good.
Yes, this is heaping. See, it's over.
Next, you need 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
And if you pour too much, make sure it's level so you can just use the back of a dull knife to scrape it off.
Good tip. Good. Good.
All right.
Perfect. All right, moving on. After you have all those ingredients, the next step is to
Whisk all of the ingredients together, then set the bowl aside so we can mix our wet ingredients. Be sure not to go too fast or else flour will go all over the place. Trust me, I learned that the hard way.
good job.
All right,
Try.
now it's your turn to mix.
Ooh. Is that what it should look like?
Yes, it should make sure it's all mixed in, but if it's not, don't worry about it.
It should look something like that. Okay, next we're gonna start with our wet ingredients. So we need 2 cups of brown sugar and 1 stick of butter.
Be sure to put in the butter first.
Go ahead.
Okay. And then have that be mixing before you pour in this. So just mix it up just a little bit. All right, and make sure to lock it when you're mixing it. Wait. So then unlock it and get out all of that butter. So get like a little thing to
A spoon.
push it out like a spoon.
In the island.
All right. So push that out. Might take a little bit to get all the butter out because the butter okay. And if you need to wipe anything off the spoon, just wipe it off with your finger. No germs should be on it. Then pour in
2 cups of brown sugar.
2 cups of brown sugar. Yes. So then after you put all that together, you're going to mix the brown sugar and butter until fluffy for like 2 to 3 minutes and
On medium high.
yes.
Go ahead.
Medium high is about 5 on it, but it only shows 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So just make sure to put it in like the middle of 4 and 6. It'll lock in. Okay, so next you're going to put in the eggs, 2 eggs. While it's mixing, that will help it.
Mix until it's all blended.
Yes. Wash your hands after you use the eggs. You should not ever not wash hands after you use your eggs.
Now it's time to combine our dry ingredients with our wet ingredients. So we're gonna dump our flour mix into it and we're gonna mix on high speed for a few seconds to pull the dough together.
But just make sure that you put a towel over it because from experience, if you put it on really high for a few seconds of flour, it'll go everywhere
Oh,
and
dear.
make a huge mess.
And we don't want that to happen.
We do not want that to happen
Right.
at all.
So I'm gonna dump the flour.
Be sure to get your towel.
Okay. Anything that you spill, make sure you try to get it all in.
Yep. Just in case you have a dog and.
Okay, make sure it's locked.
Over. Make sure it's locked. But not completely high, like medium high, and that's about 8. So we're just
Alright.
gonna.
Last step is to add the chocolate chips. So you're gonna need 1.5 cups of chocolate chips and mix them in.
Alright, and then put it on high, but don't worry about the towel
Hold on.
part. The chocolate chips will not fly everywhere.
While that was mixing together, you wanna get your pan ready because you're gonna put your cookies on to get ready to bake. So I like to use pan baking spray so that the cookies don't stick to the pan. And just lightly coat it.
And then just wipe it around a little bit so it gets everywhere and so there's no clumps in your cookies. Use a paper towel so it doesn't get all over your hands.
It's always important to taste your food before you try it. All right, now we're going to use kind of like an ice cream scooper. We're going to be scooping the dough into rows and columns on our baking pan.
Make sure it's 3 times 4, not the pan, but the cookies. So 4 columns.
With 3 in each.
Yes, 3 each.
So that'd be 12.
Yes, 12.
Is that enough?
And to get your bowl off the mixer, you slide it to the right, and it should come off pretty easily.
I hope these taste good. All right, now it's time to put the cookies in the oven and let them bake. You want the oven to be on 350, and you want to bake them for 10 to 11 minutes or till they're lightly brown. Let's see what happens.
And they're delicious. We promise they'll be delicious.